Okay, today I'm wanting to have a talk about trolls and friendly fire in the game rather than doing a commentary over the game in the background. So, the reason I'm wanting to do this is because of a situation that occurred earlier today where I encountered 3 trolls in a skirmish match against AI, and it proved to be rather frustrating to start with because they caused me 3 deaths, but then after that I let it go in terms of letting it annoy me, and I stopped focusing and being serious on the game, and decided to give them a bit back. So essentially I ended up being a dick to the dicks. So what is a troll? A troll is essentially somebody that likes to cause other people upset, frustration. They like to really wind people up, and they take pleasure from giving other people that negativity. Why? Well, just because they enjoy it. I would love to be able to say because of something that's happened in their past life, or you know, they had trouble in school, or somebody else has given them a upset and they're just projecting it onto other people. It's not always the case. Yeah, sure, there's generally some kind of reason like that behind the scenes, but some people are just naturally vindictive and just like to cause other people harm. So, as it's said in Batman, some people just like to watch the world burn. Well, essentially they're just dicks. They like to cause people problems, and how do you deal with that? So, a lot of young players will experience somebody like this and they will rage and they'll get angry, frustrated, and you're just giving them exactly what they want. So, the best way you can deal with trolls is to not let them get under your skin. You need to understand what they're doing and why they're doing it. So in most cases it's good to just ignore them, don't respond to them, just let them do their own thing, and try and find a place to game away from them. If it means leaving the game, well, maybe that might be the wise thing to do if you can't control your own emotions. If you can control your own emotions, just stick in the game, just ignore them, play through it, and enjoy your game. Another bit of advice to give, mainly aimed at the younger players that are exposed to these kind of trolls. The main advice I can give is that don't take to heart the verbal abuse that they give you. Think about what they've just said to you. Chances are they will have made an insult about your mum, you're ugly, you're stupid, or many things that they can have a go at. Ask yourself, do they know you? Have they seen you? Do they know your mum? Do they know your father? Do they know your little dog? You know, the kind of insults that trolls come up with are absolutely fabricated and ridiculously moronic. Yeah, sure, you certainly do have some trolls out there that are actually very intelligent and can think of a really good way to wind people up, but the majority of trolls are just unbelievably stupid in the insults that they come up with. They've got no intellect, they've got no ability to actually pick at any kind of truths, because they don't know you. How can they insult you when they don't know you? Well, simply put, you should not be letting that bother you, because it's fabricated, it's bullshit. They're coming up with absolute garbage, they're making it up to try and get under your skin. But if they're making it up, it means they haven't got a clue about you. You know? Don't let it get to you. It's just bullshit. And bullshit washes off. Although, one word of warning. Just because they're spouting bullshit, just because they're fabricating it, or just because they're making up absolute rubbish to try and insult you with, just because it doesn't affect you, doesn't mean you turn around and you start giving it back. If you're emotionally mature and you actually want to teach them a lesson, then fair enough. But if you're young, chances are you're not going to be in that kind of situation. So, laugh it off, essentially. You know, if they're insulting you, just ignore them, laugh it off. It's absolute garbage, it's rubbish, they've got nothing on you. So, just try not to retaliate. The big problem, however, in this game is friendly fire, if we coin the well-known phrase, even though we're not shooting and it's all swords and everything. Yeah, fair enough, we're still going to use friendly fire. So, why is friendly fire such a problem? Well, when you get hit by a teammate, it staggers you. So, if you're getting hit by a teammate, you can't block, you can't attack. So if you're engaged with an enemy at that particular time, they've got free reign to do damage to you. So if you've got an idiot behind you who's just constantly hitting you, then you're going to end up taking a lot of hurt from this enemy unless you can get the hell out of there. Some players will actually do this to get the kill. They'll come up behind you, they'll hit you and annoy you to the point that you need to try and shift so you can actually do something with your character rather than being stun locked essentially. And then they will proceed and try and take the kill from you. This is a crap mechanic. And Ubisoft, I completely love your game and everything, but yeah, this mechanic has to change. The way this mechanic should be programmed is so that if you have a teammate hit you in the back, then their attack should be cancelled and rebounded, and it shouldn't affect the person that's being hit. You know, they should end up going back to a neutral stance, the attacker, should I say. As for whether there's any punitive design in there, whether you actually reflect any damage back on the person who was doing the attacking, that's a different issue. That can be optional in games. But you should never be able to disrupt somebody in front of you when they have no idea what's behind them. It's just really, really bad, and it feeds the trolls. It gives them the perfect environment to harass other players. People like myself, you know, I can deal with it. I'm fine. I don't have to worry about these people. You know, if they're going to ruin the game, then I'll stop taking the game seriously and not worry about it. Little kids, they are not going to be able to do that. They're going to get frustrated, they're going to get wound up, and the trolls are just going to laugh at them, making it worse, and then they're going to really wind them up, and they're just going to end up leaving the game, and they're going to have a horrible time, and they're not going to keep playing again. If they're really into it, then perhaps they'll come back, but it just opens them up to being punished. So, Ubisoft, this mechanic needs to change, absolutely. You've just designed this perfectly for the trolls. So we need a reflect mechanic. If your teammate comes up behind you and tries to hit through you, make it rebound, because then they can't punish the player that's already engaged, and it means that they have to move around to the side if they actually want to get in the fight, which is how it should be. At the end of the day, both you and I are game developers, so we make games so that everybody can enjoy it, as many people as possible. If we make a mistake and we have a mechanic like this in the game, and it gives trolls the ability to take advantage of the more innocent players, then it really destroys the dynamic. It ruins the fun for many players, and things like that we need to address as developers as quick as we can. So I'm sincerely hoping that somebody from Ubisoft is listening to this and heeds my advice. Finally, just to explain the scenario that actually occurred, which led me to want to help people understand how to deal with trolls a bit better, and also to hopefully get friendly fire changed. Essentially, I went into a skirmish match against AI. Two players initially were in there with me and the boss, and then the third one joined in partway through. But I was against enemies during the game, playing nice and focused as I should be, and I had an ally behind me hitting me in the back over and over, and I couldn't react, and I just ended up dying to the opponent that I had there. Died twice just through the damage that was caused to me because I couldn't attack, I couldn't block, and third time I was damaged, and then I was thrown off a bridge. No, nothing I could do. I was stuck because of the placement of the other player and taking damage. So naturally, I'd make a comment and ask that people don't attack each other. You know, watch your hits. To which point a new player joins and says, "Don't care." So you know, straight away I knew what kind of players I was in the game with, and naturally they carried on doing it, carried on hitting me in the back. And when I made a second comment asking people to be careful and to attack from the side, and then yeah, they become persistent. So yeah, these were real class characters. They were really persistent at trying to ruin my gameplay. So at which point, I don't give a damn anymore. You know, I'm not going to let them get to me. You know, first few deaths, yeah, sure, I'm annoyed. Now they're going to carry on? Nah, not having any of that. So they seem to start complaining that I'm complaining, and I realised that yeah, they don't like this. They don't like me complaining about this. So I type. I decide to be a dick back to them. I carry on typing. Carry on typing. I carry on typing. And I'm annoying as hell. And that is exactly what I was intending. And I know it's a dick move. Yep. It wasn't mature, wasn't clever, wasn't smart, I'm just giving them a bit back because these kind of players are the ones that really ruin other people's games. So I just wanted to give them a bit back. Went into the second match. Instead of leaving like I have suggested earlier, and I would still suggest it to most people, unless you are emotionally mature and can deal with it. So, go into the next game, and all of a sudden I've now got two Shigokis, however you pronounce it, on my team. Just constantly charging me, so I'm just having a laugh, just running around in circles. Yeah, sure, they get the odd hit on me, but I don't give a damn. I'm not taking it seriously anymore. Previous matches, I was destroying the opponents. Now, there's no point in being serious, because if I try and destroy the opponents, I'm just going to get hit from behind all the time. So what's the point in taking it seriously? So now I've just got these guys just constantly spending all match trying to goad me, Yeah, it ain't working. But I'll keep typing. And they weren't happy with that. So, yeah. I wasn't in the right. But as I said before, if somebody's an arsehole, I don't mind being an arsehole back to them. I will never initiate being an arsehole. I will never insult anybody, I will never cause anybody else any upset. But if there are bullies around, if there are these trolls around and causing other people problems, yeah, sure, I don't mind giving them hell. Give them a bit of their own medicine. Some of them will think twice. Some of them won't, because some of them just purely are dicks. So yeah, went into a third match of it, and carried on typing, and yeah, they still weren't very happy. But, you know, 3 matches in, that's all I cared for. And then I left at the end of that. Did they get the message? Nah, I doubt it. Did I enjoy doing it to them? Yeah, sure. Did they enjoy trying to troll me? I'm sure they did, because I bet they thought I was behind my screen raging and crying. Yeah, it just washes off these days, you know. I'm not a young kid anymore. I'm used to toxic players. I've been around a long time. So, although my response to these guys goes against a lot of previous advice I gave, usually I would ignore players like this, but when you get 3 concentrated players that are going to cause you upset and they're just really gunning for it, sometimes it can be fun to just give it a bit back. So, that was a scenario, and because I know that other kids, other people who can't control their emotions too well would really rage in this kind of situation, and there's no getting out of it. You know, if you're getting hit from behind all the time and you're getting put into this animation, that's a mechanic in the game, it's the way the game works, and it's wrong. So that's why I felt like I had to put a video together, to help other people try and understand it and emotionally cope with it, and 2, as a plea from developer to developer, Ubisoft, please change this mechanic. Not necessarily for my own sake, I can deal with it, I can laugh it off, I can give it back as good as I get. But for the players that can't, for the players that will just be completely frustrated and want to give up on the game, you guys want as many people to play a game as possible, in the same way as I want as many people to play the games that I make as possible. So, let's see if we can change this mechanic and make it a more enjoyable game for people, and not give the trolls the tools that they want to give people harassment. So, there we have it. Hopefully that's helped a few people deal with trolls a bit better, and hopefully it's reached Ubisoft, and hopefully we'll take away one of the tools that the trolls have to use against people at the moment. And, as I say, I hope it was useful. Thanks for watching. I'd like to thank you all for taking the time to watch my video. It certainly means a lot to me personally. I hope you enjoyed what you saw, and if you've got any feedback then feel free to leave a comment to let me know so that I can improve myself in the future. If you'd like to see more, then it's certainly a great incentive for me if I can see likes and subscriptions on my channel, because it means I'm doing something right. Stick with me, and I'll endeavour to create more videos to keep you entertained and to keep you informed on games like For Honor and any other games that pique my interest. A small clip will follow to promote my small business venture, just in case any of you are interested. But for now, take care, have fun, and I'll see you on the battlefield.
Hi, I'd like to introduce you to my small business venture, Tormented Doodles. If high contrast designs catch yours or your friend's eyes, then hopefully Tormented Doodles will be of interest to you. Mainly inspired by tribal black and white designs, I create doodles as a hobby and then digitize them so that I can then share them with you. Currently, my designs are available on merchandise via Redbubble and Threadless, and will expand in future. You can find links to both my online shops via my website www.tormenteddoodles.co.uk. Thank you for your time, and I hope you can find something to suit your taste. Enjoy browsing, and please feel free to provide feedback via the contact form on my website.